Okay. In this angle.
Well, you tell me. I just squared it up. Take a look. You're the director.
That's fine. That's fine. No, you're good.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Wood.
Tell her to proceed.
It's
She's
good.
still waiting.
Good. Good.
Okay, you ready?
You can go. It's recording.
All right. In the beginning, there was the land, and Marshfield was just that, a piece of good land that was granted originally in the 17th century. It began to be granted when people began to settle up here in Marshfield, to migrate out of Plymouth and to make something of this piece of land that they had been granted by the general court. And that's the whole process itself. And what you're looking at here, I just start with this not because it's the whole of the town, it's only a piece of the town. And it's the piece that was left ungranted. No one had a land grant in this area. It was up in the north part of the town, northwest part of the town. And it was called the Common Lands, and it just belonged to everybody then living in this area. So by 1712, all the good land had been granted to the original grantees, the Winslows, the Thomases, the Littles. They all had their grants, and what was left over was called the Plains. And it's up there where the high school is today, where all the schools are mostly today. And every square here represents the early division of what was left of the original town. Obviously, the best of what was left. And so we'll start with this and say that by 1712, this was left, and this began to be granted, as you see here. Now, you could slip that off, or maybe we'll do this here.
Which one do you want to go to, the
Now,
18?
then the next, after 1712, the next time we can pick up a little, some reference points to illustrate the sequence that happened here. And in 17,
This one says 1784 on it.
1784. Right. I think that's mostly
All three of those are 1784. This one
Yeah.
is too. This is 1785.
all right. Now, it's by 1785. That's quite a long time after 1712. People, this shows you the coast, the Marshfield Sea coast in 1785.
So do we want to
And
spin
these
that?
are people that had gotten grants over those years between 1712 and 1785. Some of the best land along the shore had been granted to the Sampsons and the Thomases and anyway, these were very, very important lots because they really were on a peninsula of land. There was Ocean Bluff and Brant Rock and the Green Harbor River today. And
So what would be the benefit of having land on the coastline?
well, of course, it gives them access to the sea and to their
They graze their cattle there.
yep, that's
And
what
it
they
was a
graze.
safe place for cattle because cattle couldn't wander too far.
That was like a peninsula. It is a peninsula today. All the river being, and the Green Harbor River being here. But anyway, it begins to show you how, and this is indeed, these are very important lots. And they come up again and again as a reference point. Did you get a picture of this? Mm-hmm. Very good. This is 1794. And this is a further, these are early maps that were drawn for reference for those people that were working on land use. It's all based on land use. What are you going to do with that piece of land? And how is it best divided?
Is that the Green Harbor River?
This is the beach. This is Brant Rock.
That's where, oh, that you're looking at.
This is the land between. This is called the Neck Road today because it runs between the South River and the Green Harbor River. And we call it the Neck. And people wonder might wonder why.
That's Ocean
Well, you
Street
can see
today.
that. You can see why it's the little peninsula of arable land. Everything else gets into. We're very lucky in Marshfield to have all this wetland for all kinds of purposes, for fishing and in the earlier days, farming with all this nice fertile land along these river valleys. That you know is the real richest land in the town.
So land grants were given by the King of England or?
No, they were given by the old colony court. The court system was set up in 1685, and at that point, the Indians had been
Displaced.
removed. We'll say it gently, and so then they could begin to grant larger grants and to use the land for other purposes, milling, all these little tributaries. Well, these are the main rivers actually here. But I began to divide it up into the best lots and the people with the most influence in the court system. Let me see, you asked specifically about the court. Yeah, in 1685, they set up the court system. They set up the county system. And the county system, we became then Plymouth County and Bristol County and, let me see, what's the other one? The three that are made up of it. Barnstable County.
So did they give the Indians anything for the land, or did they just take it?
Well, they
They bought
tried
it.
to get it to pay for the land. They claimed Edward Winslow, said over and over again that they had in his journal, or I guess that was Bradford in his journal, said over and over again that that the land was there. Well, what was I going to say? I don't remember really. Anyway,
I asked if they gave anything to the Indians for the land, or did they just take it?
well, they said they did.
They said they did, but you don't know what it is.
They
Well,
bartered too.
It's
They
in the
bought it.
I'm sure they did. Maybe for deer, maybe for food. I don't know what they were, but well,
well, they thought they'd paid
yes.
sufficiently for them in 1794. This is really just the same map. Well, of course, the best lots were the lots with waterfront, either on the ocean or on the rivers. There were three things that were important: the land, the church, and the people.
You want to flip it around?
I don't think that's
Yeah,
important.
That's not important.
Well, we're right
This
up to
says 1838, so there's a lot of information there.
1894.
So Cynthia, the best pieces of land were given to the people who applied to the court system soonest? Or how did certain people get the best pieces of land, get granted the best pieces of land?
Well, the best people, I mean, the people that held offices in the town government as it was set up there in 1685, when they set up the county system and the court system, was very important. And of course, the registry of deeds. They began to register deeds. It began to be an organized event, and not just a group of farmers and fishermen that had grabbed some of the best land, albeit.
So Edward
Now-
Winslow's land grant comes from whom?
From the court,
From the Plymouth
from
Court.
the Plymouth Colony Court.
Okay, and probably due to his status
Oh,
within
yes.
the colony
Yes.
as the three-time governor.
Their status in the colony was very important, needless to say. And they were, the people living here in this era had been granted land earlier than this, and held the best land.
We think perhaps it was around, he got probably around 1,000 acres total.
You're talking about Edward Winslow.
Yeah, Edward.
And,
Naturally, he was the first settler here. Thank you.
now, by 1838, you can see what's happened here. They've begun to, all those little black squares are homes, houses. And we're very lucky to have this map. Duxbury doesn't have anything. They have a map by John Ford, but it wasn't, none of the houses were designated. And here they're all designated with the people are living them with them there at this time. So it gives the researcher a whole body of knowledge that you wouldn't have if Ford hadn't bothered to write all those little names on all these little houses. And so you can start, you can trace this. We've done lots of house histories on some of the older houses, and inevitably goes back to the come-over, who was either a descendant of the Pilgrim group on the Mayflower, or groups that have come in from other areas.
It looks like most of these pieces of property had lots of land with them.
Not
You know,
general.
it wasn't, there were a couple of areas that are dense, but most of them are spread out quite a bit.
Oh, yes. Probably
Absolutely.
you're right about that.
Not like today, when
No.
everyone's on top of each other.
One of the reasons John Ford did this was he was a resident of Marshfield, and he was a very well-known surveyor. He did maps of the local communities. He did Duxbury, Situate, several other towns he was involved in, had been hired to do the maps. But being a resident of Marshfield, he could easily identify each house very easily.
Well, this is a very important map because it has a lot of information. It has some of the geography of the town, where the marshland was, and you can see that we have a lot of wetlands in this town. And thank heavens we have them.
Otherwise, we'd be triple our
Do we
size.
have one of these at the Winslow House?
I think the rest of these 1830.
It's a ditto, same one.
Mm-hmm. And this is an
That's an
original.
original.
That's an original.
Yes,
That should be
And
framed.
an old one.
it should be.
Well, we've got a lot of them framed. And in 1879,
This map happens to be in excellent condition.
yeah,
Is the Ford you mentioned a relation to the Ford house that we have at the Winslow house, or is that a different Ford?
Yes,
Isn't it
yeah,
was John Ford a descendant of?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, he was. They
Edward Ford was
originally,
a descendant of John Ford.
yeah, and actually they lived, the Ford house for many years was up on Old Plain Street, the cut across, right across the street from the Reed's Ark. There's a cut through to 139. Their house was right up in there.
It must be one of those old houses that's still there. There's a square colonial,
Yeah,
Two.
that's right.
there's two old square colonials on that street.
Yeah.
So that was one of the Ford houses?
Oh, yes, that was John Ford's house.
And
that
what's
did
the
the
name of that
maps.
little pond on the street?
Parsons Pond.
Parsons Pond.
And that was flowed up quite recently. I mean, meaning maybe 100 years ago, 150. So it was part of two systems over there on the stream that comes down from Pine Street. It begins up where the Pine Street dump is and comes all the way through the swamp there, sort of paralleling 3A.
3A, yeah.
3A
okay.
parallels it. There were two big ponds in there. One was another Magoon Pond,
Mhm.
and the other one has no name. That's where perhaps the blast furnace was, where they did a puddle for ironworks.
I never knew that. That's interesting.
And we
And
had,
so farther down Pine Street was where the brick kiln was.
that's
Where
right,
the brickyard was.
That's right.
Near my house.
yeah, right up there.
Yeah, this is Pine Street. Yeah, this is the valley.
So this is about 40 years later.
Yeah. And you can
Change
see
is rather drastic.
the schools.
It's sort
Look
of,
at it, you can see all the names. So they really started building houses by this point.
that's true.
But they also, this is good for looking up where the schools were. I've forgotten where I found the school right in here.
Well, it's the
Um,
Joyce School that's on the corner of School Street and Forest.
What school?
Joyce.
Oh.
That was the name of it. And there's still there's a marker there that my mother and Cynthia put.
And the
In the
building,
70s? Did you do
Yep,
all those markers?
yeah.
I think it was the 70s.
And
So-
right now, that Joyce School, the original building that looks like the old Winslow School at the corner across the street from the Winslow House, that building still exists, and it's on the New Street, which is the back street to the old Grace Ryder School. It was moved there as a barn.
So where was the North School, Cynthia? Or is that not built
Well,
yet?
no. See on this map, where is it?
Is it there? I mean, it might not have been built yet.
Yeah,
It still exists today.
I think the school system
Yeah.
was really not I think building wise, it didn't amount to much until the 1880s.
A year shy.
So how did you come to collect all of these maps?
Oh,
Oh, well, it was a matter of years.
it was hard.
But does anybody else have this type of collection of maps relative to Marshfield and the history of how the
No,
land developed?
Well, the Ventris Library has a
The
set.
Ventris Library has
Some.
most of
Yeah.
these ones that I've seen.
the later ones.
But they got them
We
all.
don't have the originals, obviously. We have photocopies of.
This is a priceless
Some of the old.
group of maps. I mean, I don't know any town that has maps like this. And Cynthia and I have traveled
goodness.
most of the towns and gotten into their archives, and we know what they have and what they don't have. Duxbury doesn't have anywhere near the maps. Plymouth, unfortunately, didn't have a great collection of maps. Now, someone may have tried to put them together, but they're few and far between. The 1838 map here, this nice map that we have at the town, is probably it's priceless today. I don't know what.
Well, this is the 1879
Oh,
map.
you're in 1879.
Yeah.
Well, that's the next map coming.
But you pick up, if you're doing research on the town, you can pick up all kinds of information from the deeds that had to go along with any transition of ownership. So there's a lot here.
Are these maps, would these be at the registry of deeds?
A lot of, yes, most
Yeah.
of them are, yeah.
Most of them are.
I don't know about this one, but whether it's at the
Oh, that's the
registry or not.
1838 map.
1838.
Yeah, that's at the registry.
Yeah, I forgot.
But this has just all kinds of information on it, not just the houses. Here's where the railroad came in later. That's the railroad. That in 1870, we had a continuation of the railroad from Situate down into Duxbury and down on to Kingston. And just to, if you want to do something interesting, take your kids out and relocate. You can see parts of this all the way. You can walk it in some places.
Now today, the old railroad bed has been made under a wonderful footpath that you can walk.
Behind CVS?
Yes, that starts beyond CBS and goes as far as, what's the name of the street it goes to up there in Marshfield, way up?
Seaview? Up in Seaview?
Seaview, it goes as far as Seaview.
So that's Summer Street.
Yeah,
Summer Street.
and you can go, I guess, between downtown Marshfield and Duxbury on the old railroad bed still.
Which is that the Pilgrim Trail?
Yeah, no, it's not. It crosses the Pilgrim Trail. The Pilgrim Trail, of course, cuts across.
It goes right through Millbrook down in Duxbury.
So how long was the railroad
Right next to
operation?
Farfars.
How long was the railroad operating from?
From 1870 to 1937.
37.
There you go.
I went to school there. You asked me about where I went to school. And that was the North School, which is now the fire station.
Oh, okay.
Marshfield
in
Hills Fire
Marshfield.
Station?
Yep,
You only get the money.
Yeah.
yep. Oh, yeah. Yep, it was a one-room, well, it was a two-room schoolhouse. We had about 10 students in each of 6 rooms. And you could listen to what the second grade was doing when you were in the first grade and get ahead of everybody else in that particular room. This is the fairgrounds. These are just other.
This is the 1857.
Eight,
Well, there's a couple of Thomases there
1879.
too.
Oh, yes.
Would that have been relations to the, what was Beverly Thomas? Was that their name?
Not Beverly.
No.
She wasn't from
Well,
here.
no, she was married to,
Thomas, Bill Thomas.
would that have been his
Yeah.
relative?
Yeah, definitely.
They rented the Ford house, you remember that, right?
I don't remember it, but I do know it.
I remember the name.
Oh, he was a wonderful old man. When he arrived here, we thought he was ancient, but he was great. He was a great man.
And this is the beginning of Grant Rock, but you can see how it's all built up by. 1879 was the golden age of Grant Rock. It was where the age of the big hotels. There were some 6 hotels, big ones. The Grant Rock House here,
Why does that say Abington Village?
because a lot of people came over from Abington and Rockland and
Did you know
settled
that?
these, but they got
Yes.
summer
I
homes.
didn't know that.
I
So-
think I discovered it when they were looking at the Hopewell sewing journal that's at the library.
Yeah.
And it was in some place, I was like, where is that? Shouldn't that be a different town? They're like, no, it's on this map. It's described
So
as
with
like,
people that came from Abington and set up like cottages and things?
They
They
were
bought-
very tiny little cottages. They were almost squatters. And my grandmother, who had a cottage right across the street from Abington Village, in the opening of the seawall there, so people could get down to the beach. She was very distressed with the Abington Village people because they walk across her front porch and they just come up from Abington Village and go right across her front porch. She didn't like that at all.
so would there be like little post office along these ways? Like where,
No post office there. Big post office was
Was at
up
the
at the
Brant, right?
casino on top of the hill. That casino is today where the Marshfield Ocean Bluff post office is and liquor store right there. That was
A big casino?
big casino, bowling, dancing. My father
is
and
that
mother.
by May's sandwich shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where my mother and father would
if only
dance. They would come down dancing. It was a wonderful ballroom upstairs. And we happened in the fire, Ocean Bluff fire in the 40s, we happened to see that explode because it was a sitting duck for that fire that was coming up the coast.
And the fire stopped at the beginning of the seawall, where the seawall, it opens,
Samoset.
Samoset, that's where it stopped
Actually,
right there.
the wind died down completely and it went push and down went the fire and it just fell apart. It was due to the wind that Brant Rock was saved.
Many of these cottages are now winterized, you know. And
Oh,
we-
yes.
We've got everybody living down there now, which puts pressure on schools and fire departments.
So in 1879, when they had all these hotels, people were coming from Boston.
Yes.
And
Well,
Brooklyn
you
and
get the
that.
train down. It was the first time that you have gotten the train all the way down from Boston.
And the coach, the stagecoach, would meet the train up at Marshfield Station right there where CBS is today, and take the people from there in the coach down to Brant Rock. And we have the coach today. It's owned by the town of Marshfield. That gorgeous coach that's in the
Carriage shed.
carriage shed.
And that was run by Frank Hatch.
It's what?
That was run by Frank Hatch,
Oh,
one of the stagecoach
yep.
companies.
Yep.
Yep. It was run by the Fords. Well, by the way, the Ford family built the Reed's Ark. That was a Ford store originally.
You know,
Which
the New
store?
Hope, the New Hope Church.
Yes,
Across
now
from
it's a
Hubbards Cupboard,
church.
that used to be Reed's Ark. It was full of antiques. It was the best place to go as a kid.
It was a department store. It really was the first department store in Marshfield was the Reed's Ark.
And it was still going when I was a kid.
Now you're saying that this is the first department store, whereas last time you said that it was, what was the name of the department store?
Feinberg's.
Feinberg.
Oh, Feinberg's.
So which is the actual first department store, Reed's Ark or
Reed's Ark
Feinberg?
probably
Reed's Ark.
I
was.
guess Reed's Ark.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Feinberg's came along afterwards.
It's-
That's where CBS is now.
Yeah, that's right. I was a little ahead of myself. Sorry about that.
So anyway,
Then
this
the
is
next
all the
map
same
is,
thing. Wait a minute, this is all 1879.
Marshfield has a rather fascinating history. There's a little bit of everything in it that you'd expect in America.
Yeah, there may not be much more here. 79.
It's so interesting to see how in the old days, people still wanted to get down here with the coaches and whatnot. And now with the internet and people don't have to go into Boston, now people are making this more of a permanent home
Yeah.
year round. And you can see everything starting to change around that dynamic.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Well, all the land they're taking behind Roach Brothers for apartments is just unbelievable. You wouldn't even recognize it. I don't know when the last time you were up there, you and Cynthia, but it's like a city.
We haven't been up for a
Oh,
while.
it's awful. It's just terrible.
That's really, Tim was right about that. It's changing the face of Marshfield.
So what are those pictures of?
I think these are some of the hotels, I guess.
Yep.
The hotel era was certainly a wonderful era. One of the last hotels was the old Fairview, which burned about, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And the Fairview today is supposed to be almost a replica of the old one. That was the last hotel in Marshfield.
And that was originally where the Peace Haven was.
That's right. And that was a huge hotel, the Peace Haven.
And the Peace Haven was
A hotel.
where?
Where the Fairview is now.
Okay.
It stood right there.
Same place. In fact, the very cupola of the old Fairview is on top of a little house next
I
door.
told that in my talk, remember?
Yes.
The other day.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep, that's it.
It was a wonderful cupola on this huge hotel, so people can look toward Provincetown and see the monument.
Now, this is 1903.
Is this the
Yeah.
same, Cynthia, is this the same 1903 map? The
Yeah.
colorized one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a wonderful map too.
yeah, but
Flip this one up.
You want
Around.
to turn it around? Let me just turn it around. So this is 1903?
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh, so this is all the different sections. Wrexham, Seaview.
it's the villages of Marshfield.
Except Ferry Hill. I don't know where Ferry Hill usually is.
we didn't consider that a village.
Ferry Hill. Where is Ferry Hill?
Ferry Hill, it's right over by
Number.
the hill where Cynthia's mother used to come down in their old convertible. She told you the story into Humrock. You know the big
So
hill there.
it's not towards the Bridgeway. It's more towards where your parents' house was.
No,
No,
it's at
near
the
the
foot
Bridgeway.
of
It's near the Bridgeway.
Yeah, it's right
Summer
at the
Street.
Bridgeway.
Okay.
Right, what's the
Bridgeway.
story about the large convertible going down the hill?
Oh, well, we had an old Page car when I was a kid, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. And my mother would be, it had a rumble seat, an open rumble, you know, I guess all rumble seats are. But and then they had those little round steps that you take to get up.
Mhm.
I remember those steps because it was quite a step for me because I was very little. And so anyway, to get down to Hummerock Beach, which is where we always went from the hills. And let me see, what was I going to say?
You would beg the
lost it.
kids to go up. The kids would beg her to drive
Oh,
up
that's
the
right.
hill.
We get to the foot of Ferry Hill there. We'd come through Seaview, get on Elm Street, take Elm Street, and then you're right at Ferry Hill.
Did it have trouble
Yeah.
getting up the hill?
Oh, yes, it did.
Uh-huh.
We'd go
There were only 4
sputtering,
cylinders.
just sputtering on, and we'd be way down, and we kids would be egging her on to make it to the top of the hill. And many a time she backed back down that hill and did it over again
Until she made it to the
until
top.
she made it to the top.
Consequently, if you're going down the hill, it's a different experience.
Oh, it must, yeah. The brakes weren't very good on those cars either.
There wasn't
Anyway,
the
these-
traffic there is today.
No.
and this adds a lot more, as you can see. It's changed a lot. Hmm. All right.
And this is 1885. This is the coastal and whatever.
Coast and geodetic.
Geogenetic,
Geodetic.
genetic,
I didn't see the
Geodetic.
word.
yeah.
1885. I think these are just. Oh, this shows quite a lot of Marshfield. It shows the wetland, a lot of wetland. And then, of course, they began to run mills. You keep them in order. And we had,
Which
we had
map is this?
this is, I'm surprised I
It
don't
says
have it.
Duxbury on the bottom, but
Oh, yeah.
it says Massachusetts Duxbury sheet,
Surveyed in 1885.
but it's got Marshfield, it's got Trowitz Island.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you can see it, the back of these gives you a little more information, back of each one of these.
No,
This is
you're
in
up to
1935.
1935.
Yeah.
It's like surveys that were intentionally done. For the US Department of Interior.
Was that common? Yeah.
So here's the neck
They
road.
update these, I believe, how many years in between do they do them? Is it something like 10 years?
I
Or is
think
it
so.
more?
I think it's something a little bit more.
A little bit more than 10.
Mhm.
They survey them and update the maps. It shows the creeks. It has a wonderful bunch of information on
Looks like it's done about every 30 years.
it. Every 30?
30
That's
years.
1935 and that was 1961.
Oh, okay.
So it was how many years?
About 30.
30.
You know the river mouth was near your house, Green Harbor River.
I have been told, but I don't actually I can see it on the map, but I can't visualize it like when I'm driving.
So it
someplace.
was where Tedeschi's compound is. That's where.
Between
but-
there and Peter's
and
house.
Peter's house. So it's,
The
Oh
valley.
wow,
It's-
is that right there?
it was that close to your house. Yeah.
Probably you had more flooding there at that time because it
I
would
would
have.
assume so.
Well, you don't even have to have flood insurance, right?
We don't, but I mean, 2 houses down has to. And everybody across the street
I
from
don't
us
know how
has
they,
to.
I don't know how they measure that. It's so strange.
I imagine there's only like a 1 inch difference between like the elevation at our house. and the
Thank
elevation
goodness you
across the
don't
street.
have it.
So where the phone booth is that where they have to have, they must have to have flood insurance.
Well, no,
there.
yeah, Chris. Yes, I know her.
Yeah.
They have flood insurance, but then the people across the street from me have flood insurance. Like opposite me on where Alabama is.
Well, you're lucky.
This is a plan of Green Harbor, the dike and the Green Harbor marshes.
So is this before or after the change in?
Yeah.
It was
The river
1897.
changed in probably 1811 or
Oh, it changed.
7 to 11 it was changing.
And the dike was built in.
In,
1895. Was that about the date of the
dike.
dike? It's on the plaque down there. It's probably in our book. I'm sure it is.
I don't quite remember.
Someone tried to blow it up, right?
Oh, yes. They were,
The
they,
fishermen,
the
right?
fish-
They
the
didn't want it.
fishermen, they didn't want the
Fishermen
dike.
wanted to fish up the river.
Hmm.
And of course, Daniel Webster wanted to be able to bring his boat way up there, which he did. He had a dock closer
Those
to his
pilings are
house.
still there at
Yeah,
Audubon.
We had a Pinkerton agent come down, female Pinkerton agent.
I thought it was, perhaps the date on the dike was 72 or 82.
was it that early? It could be. I mean, I'm sure you're right.
Just look up the date. I knew the date like a book at one time.
This is just a wonderful map of something like this.
Now
this.
look at all this acreage. 32 acres, 29 and a quarter. This is all Green Harbor.
That's you guys.
I mean, it's amazing. And then you've got this group of, which is Marginal Street and West Street, of all these different lots. But there was nothing. It was all just open space.
Well, probably wetland.
You think it's all marsh?
Well, some of it is.
You can see the
Yeah, I don't see the key to the thing to tell you what.
The
They've
lit-
got different symbols.
the little grass. would
It's
be
called
marsh.
the map of Turkey Point.
What could they do with wetlands? Could they do anything with it?
What, the original
they-
settle?
Did they salt marsh hay?
Well, of course, the salt marsh
Oh,
was
Salt
done
Marsh Hay was out
in
of
the
the
big
marsh.
marsh out there
Mm.
across the street behind Katie's. That big marsh goes down by the Winslow house. That Duxbury marsh. That was English hay and salt hay. The English salt hay that the Winslow family had was extremely valuable. And that they cut that, of course, every single year. They would go down and cut it. Must have been quite a job to see those men out there with those great big scythes walking across
They
the
did
marsh.
it all by hand, right?
And they'd line up across the marsh with the scythes. I don't know how many, might be 20 or 30 men that did it. That's how they cut it.
That's a duplicate.
Yeah, I think this. Now we're coming to my maps.
This
is
one
a-
I've seen.
Yep.
See,
Yep.
it does say Oakman's Pond, just like
Yeah,
they said at the talk, but we grew up, we always called it Thompson's Pond
Yeah.
because Colonel Thompson owned the land. We never called it Oakman's Pond.
what year is this map?
70.
That I did this map.
It says 1987, but it
87.
says revised and reprinted. So that doesn't mean,
Yeah.
you probably did it in this, what does it say? No, that says Marshfield Incorporated. It says drawn by Cynthia Krusell.
So to draw the map, what did you do? Did you take like the geological survey coastline and then just draw on top of it, or?
Which map did you
Glenn.
draw?
This is the commission map.
Oh, the
This is the
commission.
commission map.
Oh, okay.
And here are all the sites to be
Well, that
seen.
was done in the 70s, son.
Right. See all these little ships,
Those are the shipwrecks.
shipwrecks. Absolutely.
We found little tiny ships so that that could be used on this map and stuck them on. It was great fun to do these maps because we walked around with a lot of this information, asking people, old people, different things that we needed to know to
Well,
put
Peter and I
together.
were in tow a lot of the time.
Probably.
We sat in the back seat.
So you also did the North River Valley map there?
Did-
Cynthia,
What?
you also did the North River Valley map there?
This
That
one,
you as
is
well?
that the North River Valley map?
Yeah.
That's
She
your-
must have
that's your
done that.
writing.
If
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
did
this-
it, she did it.
This is all my little trails.
Yep.
North River Valley.
Pilgrim or Indian?
It's probably more Pilgrim.
that's the version that has the correct information, right?
Yep, that's
Yep.
right, not the ones that,
Why, is this
They
the
should
one
be-
with
There's,
beyond?
They
there's
should
some
be
that
s-
are revised that do not have the correct information.
I didn't know that.
And this is yours as well, right?
yep. Yeah,
This says 1971.
This is the one that's on the Alden House wall. Is that true?
that's right.
Is this the one we just had reprinted? Or was
Yeah.
that a different one? The ones you sold to Duxbury? Was that this or not?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
it was.
that's this one.
Mhm.
And what does this show?
What?
Oh, this is the,
This
Early
is,
Pilgrim and Indian Head Trails of Old Plymouth Colony.
that's the one that,
well, this is the reverse side of, this all
this is the
folded into a
reverse of-
map.
This is the information on each town within the colony, and there's the map there. It's all identified over here. It's a hard one to frame. Can't frame it because people want to frame this map, but the info is on the back of it. So they have to make a copy of this.
You'd have to have
We
two
can-
frames.
panes,
Two
yeah.
Yeah,
frames.
2 frames.
Or do just two, we have stuff in the Winslow house that just has 2 panes of glass, so there's no backing. So you can flip it
Oh,
over.
you can
just
flip
in-
it over?
Oh, you flip it over.
The newspaper from 1775 is done that way, so you can read one side and
I
then you
never
flip it over
flipped
and
it.
read the back.
I guess I'll have to flip it the next time I'm there.
Oh,
All these
You're
things I'm
missing, you're
learning.
missing some great advertisements on the back.
That's right.
Well, it was like the article I showed from the Boston Globe, and it had constipation pills. That was the largest ad that was on it, and I saw someone looking at it, and I said, no, that's just an ad. That has nothing to do with my family.
So there's your breakdown of the various
which one
early
is this?
grants.
Oh, I tried to draw out.
Oh,
I think I have a slide of that. I talked to the slide.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's the common land you're referring
I
to.
think these are the original grantees of the land.
that's a wonderful map.
So was this like a starting point, and then you,
Yes.
I did this for just to make it clearer where all these original settlers
Can Tim get a
settled.
picture of that?
And then and when I showed you that common lands division, it's all this is the common land. You can see that's the only thing that was on that first map we saw of the common lands was known as the common lands.
They were common.
Thomas
Mhm.
Maycoma, is that Maycoma's Bridge?
Yep, that's
Maycoma?
Yeah.
Maycoma? I've always pronounced it wrong.
Well, you're pronouncing the way it's spelled,
So this is the only place this map exists.
right here in this room.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
on a slide.
It's
I've
on,
seen the slide.
it's on the slide, right?
Oh, gosh. The library should have that map too.
We have the common lands map, but I was always wondered about the shape. I was like, where is this in Marshfield? It doesn't match anything, like
Yeah.
coastline. I'm like,
And
well, the
it's-
reason why it doesn't, because it's smack dab in the middle.
That's right.
And it's all marked as the people that got it.
So when it says divided in 1710, does that mean they started chopping it up and
Yeah.
giving
That-
it to people?
It's
Or-
that,
Yeah.
That's the other map.
it's the
That's the
first,
other map?
map.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's the first one I showed you.
Okay.
Apparently this
Is
one,
it-
Edward Winslow doesn't.
Known as
count.
the division of the common lands. So these were the settlers, the original settlers of that, but that whole part of Marshfield up
Rivers
against
all white.
Norwell.
See, the oldest part of Marshfield is all that part down by the Winslow house.
So would Peregrine White have not gotten anything? Since
Not here.
No, I think, well, the White family, Carolyn White must have gotten, he did get some grant on that, Cynthia.
Yes, he did.
And so did his brother.
Just not
Rizal.
here, not on this one, she says.
Rizal got it there.
Time Marshfield.
It's amazing, he didn't do much until his stepfather died, Edward Winslow.
What are all your notations on that one, Cynthia?
Which one?
This one, you just got all these, like, what are all the markings?
Harrigan White, Ken Elm Winslow, Joshua Winslow,
Josiah.
says Josiah, it says
This is
original
2
Winslow
Mile.
house right here. So it was across the street.
Yeah.
This is where the Winslow house is now.
Oh, so that's where the original
That's
Josiah
where-
and
yep.
Edward Winslow property is?
Yep.
I've never seen that marked anywhere.
Oh, it's got a marker down there.
You
Well, I
should-
know I've seen the marker,
Tim, you
I've
should
never
take a
seen,
picture
I've
of
never
this one
seen
too,
the
Lindsay.
map
Oh, I see.
that has it
Take a
marked
picture
like
of
that.
one.
That's because she did it. Nobody else ever did it. Poor Tim. He's trying to get a picture of it.
So is it the railroad, the line that has all the dots on it?
I'm not sure what that
Probably
is.
the railroad. If it goes right straight through Marshfield.
No, those, I don't know what that is.
Ask Cynthia, she's with it.
It doesn't have a key on the map or not, no?
Probably not.
That's not the railroad, right? No. They're dark circles. And then there are circles that aren't dark.
And, well, then it branches, like in that weird section, I can't tell if that's where, if this is 1953, if that's some of the planning for potentially the highways or what?
Well, they have numbers. See the numbers? I can't see it that close.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
I
put my
see.
head in the shot.
I see what you're talking
No,
about.
my eyesight isn't good enough to see them that small.
I think they're part of the railroad.
Oh, they put it in here. Is that any better?
English corner.
It's weird, they have these- yeah, they
It's
like-
all numbers.
I can't tell if that's like the number on the street, like, is the street like, you know?
I don't think that's anything Cynthia did. I think it's
850, 780, 700. So with, I don't know. What does it say down here? There.
State highway. So those are
So-
theoretically where the state
So
highways
it's
are.
state highway.
It must have
And
been.
then the round circles with no, that aren't filled in says county highway. Then
Oh.
there's a flood control area, and then the jagged or the right slanted line says town-owned land.
Oh, so it's the map that she originally used.
Here it is, it's right here.
Oh, yeah, you have it on that one too. I missed it
Blackman's
on that one.
Point, Indian
that's
Workshop,
interesting.
Fishing Post, Canal. Green's Fishing Post. The old map of the Green Harbor River.
That's interesting to know there is a map of all that stuff on it. Probably it came from the highway department.
But
I don't remember seeing
County
it.
roads and everything. Must
So the dark dots mean it's a state road,
okay.
and see these are county roads,
Yeah,
and then the stripes
yeah.
are town-owned land.
Oh, yes.
That's what it says in the key on the bottom of the
Oh,
map.
that's interesting.
We're going back to the year of the transparency.
I remember those. Well, we still have a microfiche machine at the Winslow house. Probably still works.
It is a microfiche machine, you are
Uh-huh.
correct. It's not a microfilm.
That's how I started doing inventory with Toyota back in the day. We didn't have computers. That's a little cutout. It's cute.
What's it a cutout for?
A
an
section of
old,
Marshfield.
old,
Oh,
old,
I see.
it's an old Coast and Chiswick map.
It
Coast
was
and
glued on
Chiswick.
something.
Yeah,
Must have been worth something.
I rescued it from something.
When you look at the boxes of the manuscript for the book at the library, like, she's done all the layouts for all the pages, so you can see like the cutouts and everything.
And they did that. You guys did that book fast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was it 2 years?
No, it's less than that.
Wow.
So there any,
Less than a year.
these two maps that were over here out for any purpose? Like, I mean, obviously the other ones here, the Pilgrim and Indian Trail map.
Yeah,
No, I think she was just looking for, I think these were the important
Okay.
ones that she was looking for.
yeah, I think so. I don't know. What other maps? I think
This
we
one and
just,
that one. You just pull them out.
yeah.
This is funny about this, because I forgot to lot.
Oh, here's one that pictures Hager Hill. That's Hager Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So it really looked,
Have Tim
Right
take a
across
picture of
here.
that, because I believe that was one of the questions Connor had the last time, was the different sections. Yeah, I think you asked Cynthia, Connor, where Hager Hill actually was. Yep. And this shows it. It's right here. It's right by Seaview. It's not too far from Seaview. So this is the section that he asked Cynthia about, right here, Hager Hill.
Hmm.
So I can flip these back over.
Yep. I think she's done.